Alright then, it's official. We've got a new striker from Barcelona. Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well. Really do hope that, genuinely. Welcome back to Chelsea news. Chelsea have signed and announced a new striker, Marc Guiu from Barcelona. Lots of photos of him. I'm sure you've seen on social media. In the new Chelsea training kit, Bing. In fact, let's show you a little bit of that in just a moment. I'll do a screen share on X so we can have a little look. Formerly known as Twitter. And it's worth mentioning as well, Wesley Fofana doing a little social media post, cryptic, but essentially gassing himself up of the signing of Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Of course, you will remember him from Leicester City, and by all accounts, he signed his contract. The deal is complete. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. It's just a case of when Chelsea Football Club will announce the signing. So yes, things are happening. Strap yourselves in. Thanks for joining me. If you do want to support the content, as always, you're most welcome to. Simply drop a like on the video, sub if you want to, hit the bell if you decide to. And yeah, man, and yes, thank you for all your continued support, man. Alright, so Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall is signed, but I wanna speak about strikers. We'll of course read the official announcement of Marc Guiu as well, but should we take a little look at these pictures? I should have prepared it previously. I apologize for that, and for some reason, there it is. Just took me a while to find it. Here we go. How can you see that? There he is! Young man, only 18 years old, but he's a big old boy, apparently. Tall, I mean, he's tall. And he's pretty stacked as well. Look at the new training top. It's Bing X, which is the new training sponsor. As you can see, Infinite Athlete is on the sleeve. It looks pretty cool. Nice photo shoot, man. He doesn't look like, I mean, when I was 18, I looked like a very sort of malnourished newt. In fact, I'm kind of rocking that look right now with this lighting. Hashtag throwback. What else? Should we look a bit more? Yeah. Here he is with the Chelsea shirt. The kit, that is the old kit. By the way, we've seen the new kit leaked loads and loads and loads. So I'm surprised they haven't announced it yet. But here he is. Here he is. He's going to be part of the Chelsea first team. He is getting paid 50k a week. He's got a gun show going on as well. Hurt my back doing that. I'm getting old. And yeah, man, Marc Guiu, a new striker. Wicked. So, Chelsea, we'll talk a little bit of our expectation of this guy. Bearing in mind, I want to remind you that Barcelona wanted to keep this kid. They really, really did. So there's a couple, and it could be a bit of a, I mean, £5 million is going to be represent an insane deal. So there's a couple of articles on him here. Let's just see what, well, I say articles, like what Chelsea have written with it. The Spaniard has agreed a 5-year deal with the Blues, which includes a further 1-year option. Now that is super interesting for 18-year-old. We've only done a 5+1 for an 18-year-old. We haven't done like a 7+1 or an 8+1. Like what? Enzo Fernandez was 8.5, and then we ended up doing a sort of +1. So it's a 9.5 years in total. Marc Guiu, only 5+1. That's a really interesting sort of difference, I think. He said this: "It's an immense joy to sign for Chelsea, and I struggled to sleep ahead of the journey here because I was so excited." Bless him. "Ever since I was small, it was my dream to play in the Premier League." That isn't, I mean, do La Masia players think that? I mean, the Premier League is the best league in the world, and if you want to play against the best teams all the time and the best managers, and indeed the best players, it is the Premier League. But La Masia and Real Madrid, like, often for Spanish players, like that is the pinnacle, isn't it? But you know, fair enough, I believe him. Now I have the opportunity to come here to Chelsea, and I will work my hardest to be successful for the club. He's of course a product of Barcelona's academy, who was given a taste of senior football as he featured for the Catalans in a pre-season fixture, but first team involvement followed in October 23. Of course, he was named as a substitute for the Granada game, and before being handed his debut against Athletic Bilbao. 7 minutes into the game, and there was goalless. He scored what proved to be the winner in a minute of making his debut. He made a further 6 first-team appearances during last campaign, and netted his first Champions League goal in the group stage against Royal Antwerp. So it's a lot for an 18-year-old. The top scorer for Spain at last summer's Under-17 Championship, Guiu made the step up to represent his country at an Under-19 age group last campaign. He will now begin the next chapter of his career with the Blues. Look, highly rated. We've heard, Xavi say, like, he feels the same about him as he did with Pedri and all the other youngsters coming through, and Lamine Yamal and stuff like that. There's even talks about, like, in that youth tournament, people were talking about Yamal, but actually he was the one banging in all the goals. Like I said, really exciting young talent. Despite being only 18, he's got the physical build to deal with English top-tier football, Premier League. And it's worth reiterating that Barca did really want to keep Guiu. They really did, but they couldn't because he plays for Chelsea now. There's an article here. It is an article, isn't it, when Chelsea? I mean, it must be. I just feel like journalists write articles. There's information here on the Chelsea website. Website. It's not that bad. Anyway, look, growing up in Barcelona, a young Marc Guiu would talk about one thing: one day playing in the Premier League. That dream is now within touching distance after signing a long-term deal with Chelsea. Touching distance? I mean, what? Unless he has a really bad pre-season and then gets sent off to Reading or something. The 18-year-old has agreed a 5-year contract, of course, with a further year. He's spent a decade with Barcelona. He's played in the Under-19. He scored in La Liga, in the Champions League for Barcelona, and plans to do the same with Chelsea in the coming years. He said that he talked about it's his dream to play in England in the Premier League. I have the opportunity to do that with Chelsea. He's so excited. I think what's most important to start with is to adapt to the surroundings, which I'm sure will be easy. Then, of course, I want to win the Champions League and Premier League for Chelsea. I love that. It's like, first of all, find out where the coffee machine is. Where do I take a whiz? Right, now win the Champions League and Premier League for Chelsea. I'm here for it. On a personal level, I want to help the team as much as I can by scoring a lot of goals, and I want to become the best centre forward in the world. Bang! This is what we need. It's kind of raw, big boy ambition. Yeah! That's what I want to hear, man. Yes, lad. Last year, one of Guiu's former coaches at Barcelona, Ivan Carrasco, described the teenager as a pure centre forward, a classic 9, and spoke of his physical power, aerial ability, speed, and clinical finishing. Sounds good to me. And it's not very like a Barcelona tiki-taka player. Like, he's a little bit of a, I want to say meat and veg striker, but he's a proper 9. Do you know what I mean? So Carrasco said this about the lad: he presses like an animal, and he's hailed his work rate and dedication. The majority of Blues fans won't have seen Guiu play previously, so what did he say about his main strengths? Well, he said this: I would say my strength is goal scoring, but I'm a humble guy and unselfless. I like to give all for my teammates. I've always been that way and will continue to be. I mean, he talks a good game, doesn't he? I also like to train so that I'm improving every day. I'm good at taking the ball up, holding up possession, giving space, and of course scoring goals. I mean, he does sound, if his description of himself is correct, he does sound like an ideal and appropriate Premier League number 9. Guiu became Chelsea's 4th signing of the summer, following the capture of experienced defender Tosin, of course the Brazilian teenager Esteval Willian, and the attacking midfielder Omari Kellyman. Of course, Esteval doesn't arrive till the end of next season. The Blues have one of the youngest squads in the Premier League, but it's packed with world-class talent. Guiu said this: my main reason for wanting to sign for Chelsea was the football and sporting project the club is offering me here, and the trust everyone has who works at the club that are putting in me. Guys, there it is again. It's a buzz phrase, the project. Granted, we're giving him more money than Barcelona. Look, I ain't going to tiptoe around that. It is what it is. But there is so much of this. Well, it's the project. Look, you're building an army of, like, super children. It's like, the X-Men Academy when they've got all those mutants here. That's one for the nerds and teenagers. So, you know, it's like I said, it's not like Camavinga signing for Madrid when it's like the only teenager there. It's like, no, we're all young and we're going to do this together. Or a few experienced players in between. The club has a very interesting plan with a lot of young and exciting players, and I think we can do great things. He added this: I think it's a very talented squad full of top players who are very young, have a lot of quality and a lot to offer. This summer also saw the arrival of new head coach Enzo Maresca. The 44-year-old enjoyed a successful playing career, winning the UEFA Cup twice, plus the UEFA Super Cup, Copa del Rey during his time at Sevilla in Spain, as well as Serie A, and Serie B crowns in his native Italy. Of course, this is Maresca's first official day, isn't it? Maresca has made an impressive start to life to management, guiding Leicester City to promotion back in the Premier League, of course, winning as well. When asked if he had spoken to Maresca since joining the Blues, Guiu said this: "Yes, I had the opportunity to talk to him. I'm very grateful and I appreciate him taking the time to have a chat with me." I guess Maresca speaks Spanish then if he played for Sevilla for so long, so that's helpful. I think he is a top manager and he did a fantastic job at Leicester, getting the team promoted into the Premier League. I think we will play great football under him and we can win a lot of trophies. I really hope so. Yes, it's kind of generic Chelsea new signing, like, oh, Champions League, Premier Leagues, beautiful, lots of goals, trophies, everything's gonna be alright. I'm excited about this signing. I think it's a great signing. 5 million quid, taking a talent from Barcelona that they want to keep. As a Chelsea fan, that can only make me feel good, and it does make me feel good. It looks like he's going to be part of the first team unless something, you know, surprising comes along. Even if we sign a first team striker, I think he's going to be knocking around, like dipping into the development team but playing in the first team. Like, you know, David Washington, we sort of found out last season that he's not really ready for it. I think it's going to be kind of the same with Guiu, but he'll get given chances. And if he's ready for it, in you come, lad. Cup games, conference games, it's going to be a good time. And who knows? Sky's the limit. Who knows what the ceiling is? Let me know your thoughts, though. I'm very excited about this. More signings to come. So much happening for Chelsea. So much happening here on Football Therapy. So do keep it locked. I want to see you back here soon. Take care of yourselves. Peace.